It's the last Monday of whatever month this is. August 29th. If you're a home child, you're going to need to get the tattoo article, which you can get from this magical place called Canvas, which is probably where you got this video. So literally you're just scrolling up like a half an inch. And let's see, you're going to need your notebook because we're doing a writing thing. If you're a home child watching this and your notebook is at school, you can do this on a separate piece of paper, and then you can cut out the paper, and then you can tape it into your notebook, or you can recopy it into your notebook, but it's going to need to be in your notebook at some point. We are going to do a different type of learning today. We're going to come back to torturing you with learning, but that'll be tomorrow, and we'll get to all of that today. It's a nonfiction article type of torturing thing. And grades and B points are updated. It has the project from last week on there. Excuse me. And then it also has your B points updated and stuff like that. You should be good to go as far as that one. And then daisies. So, let's put our first, real quick. You guys have done nonfiction articles in the past, I'm assuming? With So, I've never asked this before, but like, what have teachers in the past have you guys do with nonfiction articles?
Achieve. Do like a essay.
Read it and then write a report.
Answer questions.
So hang on. One, read it and write a report on it?
Yeah, that's what achieve. Achieve.
What's achieve?
Achieve is like
Achieve's not. It's not.
Nothing?
Yeah, actually no.
I'm not going to start doing it if you're afraid. I'm like, oh, what's this horrible thing? Let me know now. I'm just curious, is that like the online thing, like IXL?
Achieve gives you an online nonfiction article, and you read it and answer questions about it.
Oh yeah, we have stuff like that. I don't like those articles. Yeah.
My teacher made us do like where we had to like read it, and then we had to like do like we had to like come up with like 3 points about it, and then like supporting arguments for those points, and then do an essay on it and stuff.
That's closer to mine, except for the essay thing. We'll save that for later. I just more like to have you guys do talky thinky things. Yes.
We did a few debates on nonfiction articles.
That'll be closer to what we do. I like to bring up things that'll make you guys do talky, debatey things. That's more what I do. So typically what we'll do is we'll have the article, I'll read it with you, and then we'll have things that we get to respond and stuff like little learning bits, but we're not doing the achieve thing. Partly because I don't like their articles. And I like to find my own articles, like people who get arrested for tattooing their children. For some reason, it's hard to find those on Achieve. Weird. So let's take a look. Open up notebook and go to table of contents. We are going to put our next entry in there. On homework side, so in table of contents, on homework side, we are putting our next entries. This should be entry numero 30, not 30, just 30. I was just trying to rhyme. And it's going to be called Ink Me Up, because it's about kids getting ink. And then what is our next available page number? 5. So then this goes on page 5. And then turn to page 5. Again, date, title. Date top left, title top, top, top. And then not, I get to go harassy, harassy. So we have bad news, good news, good news. Bad news is, surprise, you have homework. The other bad news is, surprise, it's 10 whole questions you're going to have to do. Good news is, we're going to hopefully get it all done before you leave today. As long as you're here paying attention and not drooling, you should get it done before you leave. And then the other good news is, if you don't get it done, it's not due till Thursday. So technically, if you have like a brain fart and you have meltdowny bits, then you have until Thursday to get it done. So that's your bad, bad, good, good. So on this one, you're going to have a total of 10 things that you are responding to on here if you're trying to figure out how much room you need. If you fill up your page, because like you either get really inspired about children getting their ink done, or you're just a big writer and you fill up this page and you need to go to the next page, can you go to page 6?
Yeah.
Why not page 6?
Because it's bell work.
It's a bell work page. Naughty, naughty childrinos. What page do you go to?
7.
And on 7, what do you put at the top? And also?
Big.
Alright. And what does it sound like when zombies all talk at the same time? Just checking, because you guys are doing a very good zombie choir there. So I know zombies hurt me too. Alright, so here's how it's going to work. I'm going to give you 4 statements for each, 10 questions. 4 statements to start with. For each statement, you're simply telling me, do you agree or disagree, and then explain to me why. So number these 1 through 4. Don't be like my class period last time. I had a throat punch a child so that I can tell. But did you just cheat off her to know what a 1 looks like? It's a stick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just make sure you do the numbering, and I'll go through and show you. So you tell me, why do you agree or disagree? Your first one. I would happily get a tattoo now if given the chance. If there was nothing standing in your way and no one was yelling at you, and we had like a tattooist who came into the school and he was like, line up, and then you could do it, would you? Why or why not? This is where you get to write your opinion bits. And in a moment, you're going to get a chance to express your opinion bits. I want a tattoo of a roller coaster going from one wrist across my back to the other. You can't steal my idea. Number 2. My parents would allow me to get a tattoo if I asked. I don't mean now. I mean ever. Because I've discovered that some parents are big anti-tattooies. And others are like, yeah, I'll do it for you if you want. And so I'm trying to figure out where your parents are on the scale. Do you feel you'll have to hide your tattoo if you ever get one? Or can you go ahead and go to your high school graduation completely inked up? 3, the government should not control what parents can do with their kids. Do you agree the government should get the hecky doodles out of my life? Cora?
So, like, for number 2, are you talking about, like, in, like, 5 years in the future?
As in like ever.
Ever. So
Ever.
even if you were, like, 47.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
102.
Caleb.
What if you don't know? For number 2.
I don't know. Your opinion. I don't know either.
Can we
So-
look
I
at
don't know
the
what my
Yeah.
parents
I mean, it's your opinion on what you.
Make
I mean,
something
I don't
up.
know. I'm not going to call your parents up and be like, you will not believe what whatever just said in class. Let's throw down. I mean, that would be fun, but that's not the way it goes. And 4, a junior high kid getting a permanent tattoo should be illegal. Because we're going to find out, depending on what state you're in, it's not. And depending on the state you're in, you could get a tattoo right now, and it would be perfectly legal. Someone's planning a field trip.
We're all going to get tattoos.
Right?
Like
Matching
friends.
I
You
know.
guys.
Like the
We're
My
all
Little
gonna get
Ponies.
third, just tattooed, just giant on our arms.
No. We all
Listen
get it on our
up,
hips.
Jan.
We'll be like the My Little
Um,
Ponies.
For number 3, when
Uh-huh.
it says should not control what parents can do with their kids, is that specifically talking about tattoos?
No,
Okay.
I mean in general. Cora?
Okay. So, like, do we have to answer these smartly? Like, here's what I mean.
She
Like-
asks in my advanced class. Continue.
Like, do they have to be complete sentences? Are these like, okay, so these, okay, so they, okay.
But yes, everything you'll do for me is usually complete sentences, unless it's like on a quiz. Quizzes I don't care about, because I want you guys just to get the information down.
Okay.
Kid in the date, what's up?
Does number 3 mean that parents can abuse their kids?
Possibly.
Yeah.
That's part of where that goes into. That was going to be my argument. Whenever,
For 3, can I just put I don't know? But that's it.
you can, and then I don't give you any credit, and I make fun of you in front of other kids.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, all I heard is, Mr. Brovicast, can I be a slacker? And the answer is sure, whenever. How can I stop you from doing that? Now, we're going to give you guys a chance to express opinions. I'm going to sort of see where you guys sit on some of these things. And then we're going to continue on to the actual reading. If you're still writing stuff, that's fine. You get the magical world of multitasking now. Mr. Brovicast, that makes my ears bleed. Oh, there's tissues over there. All right. Wyland.
Are these 4 things part of the 10 questions?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, these are the first 4. And I don't want to do all 10 at once. I'm afraid to make a kid die. So we do 4, and then 3, and then 3. Gus!
Are these the first 4 questions?
Yes, Gussie. Those are the first 4. Okay. If they were the last 4, that'd be weird.
Well, not the middle 4.
All right, number 1. I'm just going to see if you guys agree or disagree by a showing of hands. So number 1, I would happily get a tattoo now if given the chance. If you agree, raise hand. If you disagree, raise hand. All right. And when we do it, raise hand above head. Don't wussy raise. And don't be like, no one can see me if I wiggle my finger. Woman up or man up, as it may be. 2, My parents would allow me to get a tattoo if I asked, and realize your parents cannot see whether you are raising your hand or not. So you don't have to worry about them coming back, and unless I just call you out and like, oh my God, Wally! That'd be different. All right, if you agree your parents would allow you, raise hand. If you disagree, raise hand. All right. Separate question that's not up there that I'm curious about. How many of you have parents who have tattoos?
My mom really?
All right. So hang on, one more question. How many of you guys have parents who have tattoos, but they have told you you can't get a tattoo? Interesting. I was just curious on that because that came up last class. And I was like, I hadn't even thought about that. One kid was like, my dad got tattoos, but I can't have any. And I'm like, well, that's kind of hypocritical unless there's like a good reason behind it. But I was like, I figured I'd ask you guys also. I have tattoos, obvi, and I've told my kids they can get tattoos, but not until they're 18. And you have to design your own tattoo. And you have to wait 5 years after you come up with your design. And so my kids are already in the process of trying to design their tattoos. They're not getting them at 18 because they did not design them at 13. They are currently 15 and 17, and so we're looking at, in the future at some point. Although my 17-year-old did design her own, and she's aiming for like 19. 3, the government should not control what parents can do with their kids. You agree government should have nothing to do with us.
Yes.
And disagree, bring the government in.
We know.
All right. And 4, a junior high kid getting a permanent tattoo should be illegal. Agree? And disagree. All right. And by the way, if you raised your hand for number 3, saying the government should not control what parents can do, you better not have said that tattoos should be illegal, because that means you're saying that the government should be in control. So you gotta make sure those things match together. You can't go, government has nothing to do with this, make it illegal! No, that's not the way it works. You can't have both. Mr. Brovicast, that's not fair, you made me think. I know, it's like the worst thing ever. So for each one of these, we're going to take up to 3 comments if you guys have things that you feel strongly about. If not, I get to move on. But if there's a thing you want to say, we're going to give you a chance. For number 1, I would happily get a tattoo now if given the chance.
No.
Jada?
I'm afraid of needles.
That would make it, if it helps, like when I got my tattoos, you don't really see the needle. It just looks like a guy holding a thing. And it doesn't, if you ever gotten like your hair cut, like little jibby thingies, it just feels like someone pressing that against it. It's not like a syringe where he's like, hold still, whack, whack, whack. That's not the way it works. Just try to make it a little easier on you. It's more just an uncomfortable thing. All right, we'll go to number 2. My parents would allow me to get that tattoo if I asked. Jimmy Jam?
I've asked them before, and they said when I'm older.
Is there a specific time for the older? Because right now, you're older than when you asked.
When
So,
I'm old enough to manage myself.
I won't follow up on that one. I'm afraid I'll get you in trouble. Okay. Shaw?
Kind of the same thing. I don't really know the age. I'm assuming it's like 18.
So sometime in the future also? Have you had this conversation with Mom and Papa Shaw?
I don't think so.
Has your sister?
I don't know.
You guys don't seem very tattooy people. You just try to avoid her as much as you can. Yeah,
She's in the room most of the time.
What? A teenage girl in her room all the time?
No.
Must be in my house also. Gussie?
Well, not now, but like probably when I'm older. They let me get a tattoo, but I don't want to get one.
Yeah, tattoos are ridiculous. You get...
Yeah.
Number 3, the government should not control what parents can do with their kids. Cora?
I disagree. I think they should have like some control, but not everything, not all control, because they put laws and things in place to make sure parents take care of their kids correctly, and sometimes that doesn't always happen. Like, people don't always follow the laws and rules, but it helps that people can, get help if they need it.
Give them guidelines on their choices?
Yes.
Yes?
I was gonna say guidelines.
Dang it. Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin it. I didn't mean to big word you. Yes.
I disagree because people can be pretty reckless and put children in danger.
Which we're going to find out more about today in just a moment.
Tattoo.
Why, Lynn?
I strongly disagree, because like you can't just like slap your kid every Tuesday, because that's pretty bad.
Okay. So you're saying you would be a child slapper if not for the government. If I'm hearing what you're putting out there, you're like, the only thing stopping me from slapping babies is the government. I'm with you, Wyland. I understand. There was meddling our business. 4! And we'll go to this one. A junior high kid getting a permanent tattoo should be illegal. Wally?
I agree because, like, I feel like it's just, like, it's not needed and it's...
I mean, tattoos are never needed.
Like, I feel like kids just do it so they're cool, but, yeah.
What? In junior high? No. Sevka?
I disagree because let the kid be. If they want a tattoo, let them get a tattoo. I don't really care because it doesn't affect me.
Just like that government, just let them do their own thing. And my last one, Dragoo! Hang on, one, I thought it was interesting. This was the one that we had the most kids raising their hands on. That all the other ones we had like 1 or 2 kids excited. Also we get to number 4 and you're like, that's me! Sorry, Dragoo.
I agree because a kid under the age of 18 can't really make that much of a permanent choice for their body because their mind's not fully developed yet.
So what I hear most of you guys saying is that you guys think junior high kids are stupid.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, only I was recording. Oh, I'm sending this to the parents. Like, hey, this is legal things right here. You can send it out there, and all the kids are like, oh, we big dum-dums. So, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. So now let's jump into figuring out that sometimes when kids are big dum-dums, they grow up to be adults who are big dum-dums. So on this one, keep notebook open. I'm going to give you your next 3 questions so you can do them as we're going through and reading.
Jesus loves.
Jesus loves. We're going to get to our first tattoo about a girl. The first one's a girl who gets a tattoo, and the next one is a boy who gets a tattoo. But what's important is that in both of them, the mom gets arrested.
That scallion!
Because fathers are adorable. So your first one is going to be what surprises you in the article. This is your choice. Just make sure it's a complete sentence about whatever is going to surprise you. And then 6 and 7 are going to be, give me an opinion in the article, and then give me a fact in the article. So just making sure we can tell the difference between opinions and facts. Not your opinion, like, I hate reading nonfiction, this is stupid. That would be your opinion. I want something in the article, like, oh my god, that tattoo is so pretty, I'm going to get it on my forehead, says Joey Jojo at school. So something like that. Yes.
Mr. Brovicast.
Gussie Gus.
Mr. Brovicast. When you write your 7s, do you write them like that? Because that's how I write mine. Do you like?
You just written with your homework.
Well, no.
I do put a cross on it, yeah.
Yeah. Cross gang.
It just looks fancy.
I know.
Lena.
Do you have to finish this by the end of class?
Yes, it is due at the end of class. That's why we talked about it at the beginning. It would definitely be due. That's why it says on the calendar it's due at the end of class. Right over here where it says due.
Do you still not get it?
Okay, guys, she gets it.
It's due Thursday.
Back it up.
Beep, beep. Mom arrested over 12-year-old daughter's tattoo. I'm going to read it for you, and then we're going to give you guys a chance to give your thoughts and opinions on what surprised you, facts, opinions, and stuff like that. The mother of a 12-year-old girl has been arrested after a Jesus Loves tattoo was spotted on her daughter's shoulder. The tattoo, which also featured a blue-green cross, was seen by a 5th grade teacher at Armco Sargent Elementary in Noonan, Georgia during a school dance, when the girl wore a strapless dress, according to 11 Alive Atlanta. The teacher called the police to report it. So yes, she was in elementary school. The perfect age for a good tattoo. Molly, perfect time to show up.
She wasn't. Why'd she call the police over a tattoo?
Excuse me?
You can write that down for the thing that surprises you. There's a chance Jada can help you out. Each of the parents had a different story, and it boiled down to, frankly, just finger-pointing, Lieutenant Jason Fettner, the sheriff's office, told the news station. The girl originally told authorities that her father forced her to get the tattoo. Dads holding children down and tattooing them, and that it angered her mother. Later, the girl reportedly changed her story to say that actually she wanted to get the tattoo. The father, meanwhile, told authorities that his daughter had gotten the tattoo at a Super Bowl party. This was confirmed by a video of tattoo artist Brenda Gaddy tattooing several people there, including a number of minors, said the detective. It's difficult to imagine how, as a parent, you think it's appropriate to supervise or allow someone to give your child a tattoo at that age. Sorry, go. So, she got it on her shoulder, but where was she when she got it done?
Super Bowl party.
Now, I don't know if you've ever been to a Super Bowl party, but usually when adults go to a Super Bowl party, there might be liquids that are consumed at Super Bowl parties that tend to inhibit good choices. Those things are not necessarily mentioned here, but I'm guessing Super Bowl party, child tattoo, I'm really hoping liquids were consumed and it was not just a let's tattoo babies kind of party. I mean, we've all been to those, but... Gaddy is the tattoo artist, was arrested along with the girl's mom, Emmy Nolan, 35, who was charged with being a party to a crime. I think it's unfortunate that the child actually wanted to get the tattoo, said Fenner, the officer. It's not like the child was forced to get a tattoo. I think it just comes down to bad parenting. The story of the Jesus Loves tat sparked controversy on Facebook, where 11 Alive posted its report on Tuesday morning. Although tattooing minors is illegal in the state of Georgia, and laws vary by state, which we're going to talk about more in a moment, with some allowing the tattooing of minors with parental consent. Indiana is one of them. You can get a tattoo at 16 if your parents are there with you. The Post asked its readers, are tattoos under the age of 18 appropriate? We're asking because a mom was charged after her 5th grader got this tattoo at a Super Bowl party. Some answered in black and white terms, including one woman who noted, the point of it being appropriate or not is not the issue. It's against the law. There are some things that people just have to wait on. There is a consequence to the action of allowing the child to do it and the artist for doing it. Another said, under 18 is just not acceptable. Kids are impulsive and unable to make proper decisions on their own. Just, look at how ugly that tattoo is. Tattoo shaming. She's going to regret it later. The mother should be charged. That's irresponsible parenting. On that one, by the way, I can't tell if that person's upset that the kid got a tattoo or that the kid got an ugly tattoo. I have a feeling if it was like a really pretty one, he'd be like, I mean, God, look at that tattoo. You could commend the parents. But he was like, you can't let your kid get ugly tattoos. And another commenter said, at that age, no way. I was in my mid-20s when I got my first tattoo. And I'm glad I waited that long. I knew of someone that would do tattoos for kids when I was a teenager, but I never had the guts to do it. If I had, I would have been stuck forever with something silly. Could have gotten a nasty infection. But others had more surprising reactions. It is perfectly legal and socially acceptable for mothers to abort their children, but it's illegal and socially unacceptable for mothers to get their child a tattoo. How does that make sense? Finally, though, was the comment from a mother who said her own 15-year-old had just decided to get a tattoo to honor his recently deceased father. So don't judge people, she wrote, because you never know what their story is. And then, yes, I was able to find a picture of the Jesus Loves tattoo. So this way, when you guys go out to your tattoo artist later, you can just show them this picture and just go this and then just point to your whole back. Price?
Aren't there like tattoo removers or something?
You can. They're way more expensive than getting a tattoo with a laser, and it doesn't always work. A lot of times you'll still have an outline of the tattoo and stuff like that, but it can remove most of it. Safka?
If it's illegal to get a tattoo at this age, couldn't you just get like a water tattoo?
You could. Well, obviously that doesn't last as long.
You just do it over and over again.
Yeah.
You can also go online, because that's what my kids did, and you can get this stuff made out of henna ink that lasts for a month, and you can get like any tattoo design you want. That's what my kids have been doing, because my kids are special. And they just get like this big tattoo-y thing looking on their arm, and like it fades over the course of a month, but they get to look all cool and hang out with like their motorcycle friends. Whatever teens hang out with. So I'm buying you a moment, and we're going to give you guys on the 5, 6, 7 before we move on to our next thing. And so for that one. So, to help the kids who may be struggling, can you give me examples of things that you found surprising in the article? And this is the joy where you get to have your own opinion, whatever it may be. Lena?
That the tattoo artist
actually like tattooed something on a kid?
That would work for me. The fact that the tattoo artist was a dumb enough person to tattoo it onto a kid, I could roll with that one. Bryce?
The fact that they lived in Georgia.
You know people do live in Georgia. It's got some pretty big cities there. But I can understand, you're like, no one lives in that state.
Right, you're from Georgia.
Caleb?
At the mall, to been to like a big Super Bowl party with every tattoo artist and probably alcohol.
Probably. We can't assume. I mean, we're assuming that's there. We don't know for sure that's there. And I don't think they went to the party with the idea of getting tattoos.
Yeah, but like she still took the kid.
Oh yeah, I mean, you show up at a party and then you have some of those liquids, and all of a sudden someone's like, I can do tattoos, and you're like, I've got a child, and then everything just works out from there. We've all been to those types of. Other Caleb?
That she lied to the police.
I'm sorry, it shocks you that a child lied to police? That should have been like the least shocking thing in the whole thing. The fact that she blamed her dad and her dad made her get it, I find that also shocking me. Yeah, the kids lying just seems to come naturally. Whenever.
Oh, the girl was at the Super Bowl party and got a tattoo.
Alright, I can roll that too. Now we're going to have to jump to the facts, because if not, I know you guys are going to be surprised by everything. And so we're going to see things that we cannot argue about. And so these are things that you feel positive. Cora?
Mr. Robianic.
That's not in the article.
That the fact could be that the tattoo artist was arrested.
I would count that. That's definitely a fact. Gussie?
That she was at a Super Bowl party when she got it.
And that would work also. And Jimmy Jam?
The teacher called the police over a tattoo.
Yes, I would agree with that one. Bryce?
Um,
I'm glad you
oh
brought
yeah,
that
she was 12 years old.
That would qualify. Nicely done. Apparently stole Dragoos. And whenever,
The mom got arrested.
that would also work. Alright. Now, I'm making that disappear because that's all three of those answers. We helped out the kids who needed to cheat. Let's go to... Didn't mean for you to actually wave bye-bye to it. Now let's talk about if you thought 12 was too young for a tattoo, I understand. So now, let's tattoo a 10-year-old.
That's actually on my bucket list.
I know, but you may have already... Wait, to be a 10-year-old or
No,
to tattoo a 10-year-old?
tattoo a 10-year-old.
Okay, I was like, you may have already passed that 10-year-old thing. So we have to
Like the
go back in
Moana
time.
kid, like you know how Moana she like do the
Yeah, that is one way of tattooing.
That's a real thing.
I know.
Mom arrested for allowing 10-year-old son to get tattooed. And we're also going to find out that the mom does not get arrested because she let her child get a tattoo.
What?
She gets arrested for another reason. Which is even better. We're going to find out
What did she do?
where they are in the state they're in. It is not illegal for a 10-year-old to get a tattoo. So that is not the illegal part.
Oh, of course it's Ohio.
In Ohio, you can get a tattoo at any age as long as your parent says it's okay.
I'm gonna get a leg tattoo.
I know, right now?
Ohio's crazy.
So now you guys just have to convince your parents to go to Kings Island, and then right after, roller coaster tattoo from one arm all the way across the other. You'd be like, hey, I don't want a t-shirt, I've got another idea, and you slap that one out there. Wally?
So, what if you went to what if you flew to a different state to get a tattoo and then you fly back to your home? Is it still illegal?
You'd be fine, because it's where you got the tattoo, I think. I mean, I don't know.
That's right.
Sounds like someone has a scientific process to go through, Wally. Someone has plans this weekend, and you come back and let me know how it goes.
Go to Ohio real quick.
Remember, when you get the flames all the way up till it gets to the... Okay. Mom arrested for allowing 10-year-old son to get tattooed. A mom has been arrested for allowing her 10-year-old son to get a tattoo by a teenaged artist because she was allegedly tired of the boy begging to get inked. Oh, I forgot to put your questions up there. I'm sorry. This is embarrassing. It's the same one. Surprised you? Opinion, fact.
Is it still 8-9?
It's 8, 9, 10. Your count. You need to cheat off her to find out what an 8 looks like.
Yeah.
No.
The news outlet reported that 34-year-old Nikki Dickinson, the mom, was charged with first-degree misdemeanor child endangerment and contributing to the delinquency of a minor after a video of the tattoo session went viral. Quick pause, timeout. So, there are things I want you to learn this year which are going to be like a side learning, not the main thing I teach you. This is going to be one of those side learnings. The number of nonfiction articles we're going to do this year, what the thing I want you to take away from it is, when you do something stupid or illegal, don't film it. Because almost everything we're going to get into involves someone doing something stupid or illegal and then filming it. Almost all of these are going to be find out that with the Facebook is because they video like, oh, are you tattooing a baby? Well, let me get out my video. Or like on this one again, so don't film it. Go be stupid in private. Don't share it with friends because it comes back to haunt you. Gussie?
Do they ever double down are stupid and illegal?
Well, probably some of them. I mean, that's what we find out here, I think. Video tattoo session went viral. Court documents obtained by the news station read that the 16-year-old tattoo artist, so not the person getting the tattoo, the artist was 16, identified by the Examiner as Kyle Richardson of Lakeview, often gives tattoos at his home as a 16-year-old. The station also reported that the teen may have tattooed someone who subsequently developed MRSA, a bad staph infection, which can get into your skin and be really bad. The Belafonte Examiner reported the artist was charged with performing tattoos in a manner that doesn't meet safety and sanitation standards and tattooing in a manner that does not meet sterilization and disinfection standards. And we're going to find out the mom was not arrested for the kid getting a tattoo. The mom was arrested for letting the kid get tattooed in a dirty place. So she got arrested because the tattooist was in his home and it was dirty, not because it was a kid getting a tattoo.
Wow.
If it had been clean, no problems. Dirty tattoos, bad. It bothered me. I'm a father and I'm a grandfather, said one law official in the news segment, which showed a video of the boy, whose face was blurred out, along with the face of a woman on whose lap he sat, getting his arm tattooed by a young man. So yes, the kid sat in his mom's lap while getting the tattoo. Last week, an onslaught of outraged Facebook comments led to multiple calls to the Belafonte Police Department. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. The phone has not stopped ringing, the officer said. We've gotten calls from several different states and from people that are concerned about the welfare of this child. The September 24th video was posted to Facebook by Ohio resident Storm Harrington. Commenters were shocked by the ridiculous incident, and someone noted that the artist wasn't wearing gloves during the session. Others balked at what they said looked like a syringe lying on his table. A woman on Facebook named Jaden Ford, who identified herself as Dickinson's niece, told Yahoo Lifestyle that her aunt won't speak to her about the incident. It boggles my mind that she allowed her son to do that. It disgusts me. He's an innocent young boy. According to the news station, when officers visited the home of the child last week, the boy admitted to asking his mom for the tattoo. However, when the station's reporter communicated with Dickinson via Facebook Messenger, she wrote that the video was fake, but refused to provide any further details. Municipal prosecutor Daniel D. Carey could not be reached for comment. However, he told the Examiner that Dickinson allowed the tattoo to take place in unsafe and unsanitary conditions and encouraged and enabled Richardson to perform the service. While Dickinson does face charges, it is not necessarily illegal to tattoo a minor in Ohio. According to state law, no person shall perform a tattooing procedure, body piercing, or ear piercing procedure with a gun or an individual who is under 18 years of age unless consent has been given by the individual's parent, guardian, or custodian. So you can be at any age, you can tattoo your baby. As long as your parent is there, you are good to go. Section B then states that a parent, guardian, or custodian of the minor must appear in person at the business during the time of the procedure. You can't just bring in a note. That's not the way it goes. Big person has to be there high-fiving you as it happens. However, the state laws also require that the procedure meet safety and sanitation standards. The Bellevue Examiner reports that the incident was reported to Logan County Children's Services. So again, the mom was not arrested for tattooing the child, but for doing it in a dirty place. You know what?
Did they know what tattoo he got?
They did not. They didn't ever post it out there for me to be able to show you, or I would have. I'm guessing it was Power Rangers, maybe? I don't know, what the 10-year-olds like. Dora? Something like that. It was like a full chest Dora the Explorer with Diego high-fiving each other. It went from the chest onto the arm. I'm making stuff.
Whatever you say, Mr. Brovia.
Oh, get used to that. Alright, and then to there. And what surprised you? Oh wait, hang on, let me do this. So now you can see all the questions at the same time to try and help you on that one to make things hopefully a little bit better. Drago!
The fact that the tattoo artist was only 16.
I know, right? I felt the same way on that one too. Apparently that was a lot of people's. I'm still like everyone's answer. Andrew!
That the mom didn't get arrested for giving her son a tattoo, but she got arrested for letting her son have a tattoo in a dirty place.
As long as the dude had worn gloves and not been all skeezy, he would have been fine. Bryce?
That Ohio lets anybody get a tattoo.
There you go. I mean, with a parent, they have to high five you. You can't just walk in off the street. But yeah, it could be like an elementary school thing. That's fine with me. And then, are we good on opinions? And ooh, I will tell you to be careful. And there was one in here that's kind of tricky. Oh, the part where it says the mom said the video was fake. Because I had a kid use that early. Be careful, because that is both a fact and an opinion. What she states is an opinion. It is a fact that she said it. So if you list that one, I would be careful, because that's one that I could put on a quiz and really throw you off, because the fact that she said it is an opinion, but the fact that it was said is a fact. Hopefully that makes sense. Like everything else should hopefully be pretty straightforward.
Yes.
If not, if I just made you dumber, congratulations. Bryce.
Can we go to 8 and 9 or 9 and 10?
So, can you guys, do you have an opinion from Inside Article? Wayne?
My thing was that there should be at least 20 years old and be a tattoo artist.
Is that in the article? See, you helped out Caleb. No, Wylan?
Ohio shouldn't allow any person of any age to get a tattoo.
Is that in the article? So make sure your opinion has to be in the article, not your own opinion. That was a really good question, Bryce. You knocked out 2 kids in a row. When is this due, Lena? Nicely done. So if you're still having issues, you can come ask me. Make sure your opinion is not your opinion in the article, because that's what I'm putting on the quiz Friday. All right, run away. I'm done.